way, check this out, another bush, and even better. Well, these are looking really super tasty. I think these are going to be the winners. And here we are back in the bunker. So it's time now to separate these out, and to make that happen, armed with fork, going to be the perfect tool to stick these in there and throw away the stalks. Right, while I'm stripping the berries from the branches here, very successfully with a fork, it's all, you know, a lot of time in hands. You have to think how good the harvest is this year, what great sunshine we've had, little rain. It's really brought out the very best in the nature's harvest, and that's wonderful. But on the human side of things, unfortunately, things haven't been great. You know, a lot of shit going on this year. You've had coronavirus, you've got hurricanes in America, and you seem to have a lot of domestic terrorism going on. It's awful. A lot of people's lives being disrupted, and it isn't good. You know, you've got to think, no matter what the political point is, you've got a lot of businesses out there, jewelry shops, car dealerships, etc. All these things are being burned down, being robbed, being looted. The disruption to daily life, grocery stores, and I don't get it. You've got a point to make. You make it, you protest, you go on the street, absolutely fine, throw some petrol bombs at the police, whatever your sort of kink is, but you know, it's the everyday businesses that are failing. They're suffering. The insurance has got to pay out, and even if it does or it doesn't, then they've got to rebuild, and they've got to say, you know, insurance premiums next year are going to be massively up, 100% up, 200% up. Who knows? You know, and where does it all end? Does it end now? Does it end next week? Is there a schedule to all this? I don't know. And it's just the everyday person that suffers. I realise there's a lot of shit happening in the world, and then you have to get out there, especially a young person. You've got to say your point and try and make the world a better place, but you've got to consider everybody else, and I don't think it really is being considered. You know, the long-term effects of these. Would a grocery store that's been looted, been robbed, would they even bother to start out? These are big commercial chains. You know, will they bother reopening again? Well, no, maybe not. Unlike a good harvest where you can strip a tree, ideally I leave stuff for the birds, but you can strip a tree bare and it will come back next year. You strip a community bare, is that going to come back? Will it ever come back the same? Will it come back stronger? Highly doubtful. Okay, all done. Let's see how we got on. Not bad, just over £2 in weight. Take away the weight of the bowl, just under £2. That's fine. Alright, stupidly simple recipe. 600 ml water, just over a pint, 600 grams or 1 1/4 pounds of sugar. Straight in the pan and get it to, you know, dissolve. Into that we're going to get the juice and the rind of 2 lemons. So, simple as, grate off my lemons. No need to worry about pips going in at this stage because it's all going to be strained off to get rid of any residual twigs, etc. that I haven't managed to already separate from the berries. Now the sugar's all dissolved, let's add our elderberries. This is about 900 grams or exactly £2. And we leave that until all the berries are just popped open and are ready to go down to an absolute mush. Right, I believe that's ready now, so let's get it into the pot. So once again, what I've done, I've got a jammy bag, aka an old pillow, and I really must stop doing that because the wife's going to start noticing that our pillows have gone disappearing, because these really are stained. This is elderberry juice, and it's a terrible stainer, or a wonderful dye, whatever you want to call it. So into the pillowcase, straight into another pot. And we'll let that strain through. It may take 20 minutes or so, strain through, and then we'll dish it up into a bottle. So a sterilised bottle in there, seal it up, and that's going to last hopefully a few months, whatever. It's going to be great. So while the juice is all draining into the bag, let's go make a blackberry and apple pie, apple crumble even better. So to that end, we use some of my preps, quite simply. Sliced apples, tinned apples, whatever you want to call it. Get the blackberries I've just foraged, stick them all in the crumble, and make deliciousness. This recipe couldn't get any easier. I used the 3-2-1 method. Right, simple. So 100 grams sugar, 200 grams of butter, 300 grams of flour. So to convert that into imperial, 4 ounces of sugar, 8 ounces of butter, 12 ounces of flour. But I'm going to mix it up slightly. So there's my sugar, and I'm not going to go quite the full 300 or 12 ounces on the flour. I'm going to put in 250 and replace the final 50 with oats, porridge oats. So these are going to be absolutely wonderful, a little dynamic to them. Toast them off, just ever so slightly toasted, into the mix, and as you rub in the fat, it gives it a different dynamic, and a little lovely extra something that a crumble needs, because crumbles can be a little bit boring, but with a few toasted rolled oats, perfect. And into a hot pan they go, a hot dry pan. Make sure they're even distributed. I just want them there toasting for a couple minutes each side. Nothing burnt. If they're brown, they're burnt, they're the wrong colour. Okay, let's rub in the flour in between our fingers. Get it all in there. And what we're trying to aim for is a nice sandy consistency between the flour and the butter, so every single grain of flour is covered in a grain of butter. Alright, not forgetting a little bit of cinnamon into that top. Why cinnamon? Because it's the little extras that make it. A little dash of cinnamon in there. Something you may not notice on first bite, once it gets taste buds, it's absolutely wonderful. So, in with the blackberries and fruit. I've got a few frozen raspberries in there as well, just to make it a little bit extra dynamic. In with the apples, in with the apple topping. Let me get it out. Okay, so the apple topping just gives it that little gel consistency you'd expect of an apple pie, because the apple slices themselves aren't coming with any sort of pie filling. This is pie filling, in fact, yes. There you go. So in there, smooth it all over, mix it all over, so we've got a lovely berry and apple pie. Add to that our crumble topping, which of course I did add the oats to, as I said. Roughly take it over, don't want to smooth it down, it is a crumble, not a pie. So there we are, placed over in the oven. Preheated to gas mark 4 or 5. I reckon about 40 minutes, and we're going to be in dessert heaven. So while that's cooking, I'm simply now going to go over, strain off my juice into bottles, and see how that tastes. Wow, what a feast, I tell you. So elderberry cordial. Cheers. That's sweet, that's really good. The surprising thing about this, and the great thing, I put 600 ml of water in, so just over a pint of water in, 600 grams, sugar, and so what you get back is about under a litre, 800 ml, so pint and a half, something like that. It's not too bad a ratio, and it's sweet. You see a little drop like that, and it's come out lovely. Now, here we go. This is absolutely wonderful. We've got the apple and blackberry raspberry crumble here, and that really goes to prove, look at this, wonderful. Okay, so combining contents of your pantry with a few of nature's wild ingredients, you can have a delicious meal in no time. And of course, I'm going to finish off with a bit of custard because I'm English. Sauce anglaise. Yeah. Now that is wonderful. So wild foraging, prepper pantry, it's all there. It's delicious. I'm happy. And here's to prove it. I'm going to scald my tongue because I've literally taken it out of the oven and out of the stove. But I saw it. Here goes. Delicious. You got the oats in there. I'm not shitting you at all. The oats, you can taste them. The butter, it's lovely, and it's really wonderful. You know, a little bit of excess juice from the blackberries, but then again, that's what you get. It is nature's harvest. I haven't processed them down. You know, that with a bit of the apple puree pie filling on top. It's just wonderful. There you are. Until next time, this has been Deep in the Bunker. Take care, stay safe, stay sane, and the apocalypse never tasted so good.